Let's start with the today's topic, number system. Our today's topic is number system. So before starting the number system, we should know the basics. What is mean by natural number? First one is natural number. All the numbers from 1, 2, 3 and so on are called as natural numbers. So natural numbers will be your 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. It will go to the infinity. Okay. Second one is whole number denoted by capital W. Natural number will be denoted by capital N. So whole numbers will be 0 plus all the natural numbers. So first write the 0 and then write your all the natural numbers up to so on. So the whole number starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Okay. Now the third one is your integer denoted by I or Z, capital Z. So whenever you see such type of symbol, whether it is capital N, capital W, capital I, capital Z, so they are denoting a number system. N stands for natural number, capital W will stands for whole number, capital I or capital Z will stands for integer. Okay. Now from this you have seen in your previous class. Okay. So can I say all whole numbers are natural numbers? Just examine this. Can I say all whole numbers are natural numbers? No, because 0 is not present in natural number. Okay. So all whole numbers are not natural numbers. Okay. So this was one conclusion we have derived from the previous knowledge. Now can I say all natural numbers are whole numbers? Right, because whole number is the combination of 0 and all the natural numbers. That means natural numbers are included in whole number. So all natural numbers are whole numbers. Here I am denoting natural numbers by capital N and W is denoting for whole number. Now see conclusion. Can I say all whole numbers are integer? I believe all of you know the integer. Integer is the collection of all the whole numbers and negative natural numbers and so on. That is 0, 1, 2, 3 up to so on, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 from left side up to so on. So all the whole numbers are included in integer, right? Here you can see this is whole number and these are negative natural numbers. So it is integer is a collection of negative natural number and whole numbers. Negative natural number is not a term, but just we are denoting all the negative numbers. Can I say all whole numbers are integers? Yes, all whole numbers are included in your integer. That's why all whole numbers are integers. I or you can write the Z also. Okay. Now, can I say all integers are whole number? Just try to observe integer and whole number. This part is included in whole number, but this part is not in your natural number. It is not there. That means all integers are not whole numbers, right? It is simple as that. All integer are not whole number. Now the next one, all integers are natural numbers? No. Again, this part that is from 0, minus 1, minus 2 is absent in natural number. That's why all integers are also not natural number. So all integers are not natural numbers. Similarly, all natural numbers are integer, right or wrong, true or false. All natural numbers are integers or not. Yes, all the integers or the natural numbers are present in your integer. That's why all natural numbers are integer. So all natural numbers are integer. Okay. I believe everyone is getting this. Sarthak is saying yes, Ayush, okay, Karthik is right. Now, this was the previous topic that we have learned in the previous classes. Now, in ninth class, we are going to deal with a rational number, irrational number, and details of it. So, what is mean by rational numbers? Rational numbers. This will be your fourth part of number system, denoted by Q. Why it is denoted by Q? That we will see, because natural number is denoted by the first letter. Here you can observe first letter we are using for denoting that number system. Natural number starts with n, that's why we are denoted natural number by n. Whole number starts with capital W, that's why we are denoting it by W. Integer is started with I, that's why we are denoted it with I or Z also. Now here rational number is starting from R, but here we are denoting it by Q. Why? That we will see. Okay. It is just an observation. We will see. Okay. What is mean by rational number? Any number which can be written in the form of P upon Q. That means numerator and denominator okay. If any number having numerator and denominator or in the form of P upon Q, it is called as rational number. It is the textbook language. But to understand or to distinguish between rational number and irrational number, more specifically, we will write the second definition that we are going to learn. What is mean by rational number? So, according to the textbook language, what they are saying, if a number is denoted by p by in the form of p by q, that is 5 upon 4. Okay. So, what does it mean? 5 upon 4, right? Now divide 5 by 4. 4 ones are 4. Now take decimal point. It will be 10. 4 twos are 8. Again 2. After taking the decimal, you can take every time 110 for each step. I believe every one of you know how to divide. Now 4 fives are 20. So here you can observe we have got a remainder 0. So we are going to stop here. So what is the answer? 5 upon 4. It is 1.25. Okay, 1.5. So here, according to the textbook definition, P upon Q form will be called as rational number. So it is a rational number, right? It is a rational number. It is a rational number. Okay, but we have converted into the decimal. According to the decimal, we are going to derive the second definition. It will be more perfect and it will be more easy to understand or to distinguish between rational number and irrational number. Now, here you can see this rational number is converted into 1.45. If in division you have seen the number to which we are dividing, it is called dividend, right? The number by which we are dividing is called divisor, right? This term will be called as quotient, Q. Okay. quotient, and the last one is called as your, this is your remainder, right? Now here you can observe 5 upon 4 is written in the form of 1.25. It is the quotient of this fraction 5 upon 4 or rational number. That's why we are terming or we are denoting rational number by q, because it is the quotient. Every rational number is the quotient, because every rational number can be converted into decimal number, and the decimal number is the quotient of this division 5 upon 4. Getting it? To denote this quotient, we have taken q to denote a rational number. You can observe here. Okay, I believe everyone is getting this. Now what will be the proper definition for a rational number? So just remember, a number when it is in the form of p by q, we will convert it into the decimal. Okay, just first convert it into decimal number, right? If it is already in decimal number, it will be easy to find out the rational number or irrational number. Okay. Now, after converting the decimal number, you have to check whether that decimal number is terminating. For example, 5 upon 4 we have written as 1.25 or non-terminating. First, we have to understand what is terminating decimal and what is non-terminating or repeating decimal. Whenever after division we got remainder as 0, as in this case 5 upon 4, remainder was 0, right? We have converted specifically 5 by 4 in the form of decimal 1.25. Other numbers are not there, that's why it is called terminating. It is terminating decimal. Okay. Terminating decimal. Now what is repeating decimal? Repeating decimal. Here for example 1 upon 3 is there. Convert it into decimal number. We will divide it 1 by 3. Here 1 is less than 3. That's why we will take 0, divide by 0. So it will be 0, 1. It will be 1, right? Now after taking decimal, we can take the 0. 3 3s are 9. Again after subtraction of 1, again we can take 0. 3 3s are 9. Again 1. Again we can take 0. 3 3s are 9. So this step of dividing by 3 will be so on, and in quotient you will get 3 3 3 3 3. So instead of writing 3 3 3, what we are writing 3.3 bar. 0.3 bar means it is repeating. 3 is repeating here. That's why instead of writing 3 lots of time, number of times, we have just written 3 bar. I believe everyone is getting this. This you have seen in your previous class, right? Now here in this fraction, it is also in the form of p upon q. But when we convert it into the decimal, what we are getting? Repeating decimal, right? So it is called repeating decimal. Repeating decimal. Okay. So there are two types of decimal. One is terminating. Second one is repeating decimal. All we have found by using both of these, we have found by using rational number. 5 by 4 was also a rational number, 1 by 3 was also a rational number. Okay. So any number, any p by q form number, after converting into the decimal, if it is terminating decimal, or a repeating decimal, then it is called rational number. So you have to remember how to find, how to identify rational number. First step, I will write here steps. First step is convert in decimal form. Convert it into decimal form. Okay. And the second, if decimal is terminating or repeating, it is rational number. Okay, just memorize this, how to identify rational number. First, convert it into decimal number and check whether it is terminating or repeating. If any of the categories the decimal is there, so it will be a rational number. Okay. Now coming to the irrational number. Now irrational number. Our fifth part is irrational number, denoted by Q dash. Rational number will be Q, and the numbers which are not rational, it is called as irrational number. So that's why Q dash will be there. So now onwards, if some quantity is denoted by any alphabet, for example, any quantity is denoted by A, so it's all the quantities which are not in this type will be denoted by A dash. It is called the complement also. This is not in your syllabus. This what is mean by complement and explaining it. If some types or some group of quantities are denoted by any alphabetical letter, for instance A, then all the quantities which are not included in that group, it is called A dash. For example, all the doctors are denoted by D. So all the non-doctors or all the person who are not doctors will be denoted by D dash. It is called complement. Getting it? D is the collection of doctors. D dash is the collection of all non-doctors which are not doctors. Okay. Just remember this. Okay. So what do you mean by irrational? A number when first step is the same. How to identify? How to identify? Irrational numbers. First, convert in decimal form. Second, if decimal is non-terminating or neither terminating nor repeating, that means if the decimal is not terminating and also not repeating, that decimal is termed as irrational number, because we have just seen if the decimal is terminating or repeating, it is rational number. If the decimal is not terminating nor repeating, it will be called as irrational number. Okay, just remember this. So instead of memorizing both rational irrational, you just need to memorize what is irrational number. If it is terminating or repeating, it will be rational. If a number is not lying in this category, it will be termed as irrational number. Okay, denoted by Q dash. So if pi, you consider pi, for example, we are considering pi. Here, for the pi, we are writing 22 by 7. If you divide 22 by 7, you will get 3.142856 and so on. One supercomputer tried to find out this answer, but after 256 digits, its memory was full and he is not able that it is not able to find out the answer. So none of us or computer have found the value of pi, because here you can observe its value is 3. Let me erase this first. Its value is 3.142856 and so on. Here you can observe after decimal it is not terminating, because these numbers are going on. You just need to divide. Nothing. You are not getting the remainder as 0. So it is not terminating. If you are not getting the remainder as 0, that means it is not terminating. Secondly, you can observe these numbers are not repeating. 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 6. No one number, two number, three collection of three number, group of four number, group of five number is not repeating here. That's why pi will be termed as irrational number, because if we convert it into the numbers 22 by 7 and try to divide it, we are not getting the terminating decimal and we are not getting repeating numbers also. Okay, so just remember this. Next one, if any number is kept into a square root form and that number is not a perfect square of any number, then it is also called a irrational number. Here you can observe root 2 will be irrational number because 2 is not a perfect square. You cannot find the perfect value of root 2, right? Root 3 you also can't find. If I put root 4, is it a rational number or irrational number? It is not irrational, because root 4 will be 2. 2 is your integer, right? We can write it as 2 upon 1. So it will be rational number. So just remember, when you are writing in square root, number should be non-perfect square number. 4 is a perfect square number. That's why it is not irrational. Again, if I write root 5, root 6 up to root 8, again I can't write root 9 because 9 is a perfect square. Its answer will be 3, right? So this is also not irrational number. So all the other numbers, so just in a rough language, just you have to remember, if you are putting in a square root a number which is not a perfect square number, then that term or that number will be called as irrational number. Same for cube root, right? For example, cube root of 1 is 1, so it is not irrational. Cube root of 2 you can't find, cube root of 3 you can't find, cube root of 4 you can't find, cube root of 5 you can't find, up to cube root of 7 you can't find. But if you are writing cube root of 8, its value is 2. 2 into 2 into 2 will be 8. Getting it? So cube root of 8 is also not a irrational number. So just remember, whenever you are writing a number in cube root, that number should not be perfect cube to form a irrational number. Getting it? Same for fourth root. The number written in fourth root should not be the fourth power of any number. Otherwise, it will be irrational. So this will go on up to nth root. Okay. But in your syllabus, you will find only square root. and max to max cube root. So I believe all of you got what is irrational number. Don't go for the textbook definition. In textbook they are writing a number which is not written, which cannot be written in the form of p by q is called irrational. But it is not giving us a perfect definition and perfect steps to identify irrational or rational numbers. Okay. So just memorize and try to remember the steps which I have covered in this session. Okay. Also, while writing, here we have seen number which is in the form of p upon q, that is numerator and denominator are there, then it is called rational number, right? But this q should not be equals to 0. Remember this, q should not be equals to 0, because any number when it is divided by 0, it is not defined. Okay, just remember this. If any number is divided by 0, it will be not defined. So whenever you are getting 0 in the denominator, try to eliminate it, otherwise it will create not defined terms and you will not get the answer. Okay, coming to, we will combine all these types: rational, whole number, integer, rational, irrational. Can we say all the integers are rational numbers? Let me go to the, okay, next topic. Can we say all integers are rational numbers? Can we say? First write the integers. You can see in integer 0, it is a collection of all whole numbers, right? Just remember it in this way: all the whole numbers and all negative natural numbers, right? What we have seen? We have seen a number which is in the form of p upon q, right? It is called a rational number. Oh, sorry, rational number. So here any number we can write, if the 5 is there, I can divide it by 1, right? Its value will not change, it will be 5. So every number is, if any number is written, it is by default divided by 1, and it is also by default multiplied by 1. Okay, remember this. So here 0, I can write 0 by 1, 1 upon 1. So every number I can write upon 1. Getting it? Now every number is became in the form of p by q. Getting it? P by q. So every integer can be converted in the form of p by q. That's why all the integers are rational numbers. Remember this. This is very important topic. All the integers are rational numbers. Why? Because every number we can write in denominator 1. So it will convert in the form of p by q. Now, can we say all the rational numbers are integers? No, we have just seen 5 by 4 is a rational number, but after converting it into decimal, it will be 1.25. 1.25 is a decimal, it is not a integer. Or you can also check for terminating one. It was 0.3 bar. 1 by 3 is a rational number, but 0.3 bar is not a integer. That's why all the rational numbers are not integer, but all the integers are rational numbers. Okay. Now the real numbers. What are the real numbers? Next type is our sixth type, real numbers. Real numbers denoted by capital R. All the numbers including rational number and irrational numbers are called real numbers. So it is R is equals to your all rational numbers plus all irrational numbers. Okay. So let's summarize this. Real numbers means all the numbers which are exist, mathematically exist. Okay. So real number, we can draw a tree diagram. There will be rational and irrational. It is a combination of rational and irrational. So it should be q dash. Q dash. Now all the integers are your rational number. We know all the whole numbers are integers. Getting it? All the Natural numbers are whole numbers. Getting it? All natural numbers are whole numbers. All whole numbers are integers. All integers are rational numbers. All rational numbers are real numbers. Okay. This is the one separate type, you can say, irrational number. The numbers which are not repeating, which are not terminating. Okay. In some books, examples are also there. They are like this: 0.1, 0.10, 100, 100, 140, and so on. Here you can observe numbers are not repeating; they are changing, and it is also not terminating. That's why it is irrational number. Sometimes they write in this form, or 0.1, 001, 3 times 0, 1, and so on. Here you can observe first 1 0 and 1, then 2 times 0 and 1, then 3 times 0 and 1, and 4 times 0 and 1, so on. These are also irrational numbers because they are not terminating and not neither repeating. Remember this tree diagram to solve all the theoretical questions related to this topic in true and false sense. The fourth question in our first exercise will be depending on this that we are going to see. Okay, so let's quickly solve some of the questions from exercise 1.1. The first question is a zero rational number? Can you write it in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equals to 0? 0. 0 is integer, we have seen, and all integers are rational numbers. To convert all integers to the rational numbers, we have just divided them by the 1. Here p is 0 and q is your 1. Now, as in definition, you can observe p is integer, right? 0 is also integer, q is also integer, that is 1 is also an integer. Getting it? So 0 can be written in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and it is a rational number. Remember this. Now the second question. Find 6 rational numbers between 3 and 4. It is very simple question. To find a rational number between two numbers, I will write here 3 and 4. Always, so first we are going to see the method of finding the middle term. How to find the middle terms? Here 3 and 4, its middle term. How to find? Just add these two terms, numbers, and divide it by 2. What you will get? 3 plus 4, 7 upon 2. It will be 3.5. So the middle term between these two numbers is 3.5. Again, find the middle term of these two. How to find the middle term of these two? Add 3 plus this one, 3.5, and divide it by 2. What you will get? 6.5 upon 2. It will be 3.25. Right? So the middle term is 3.25. Again, find the middle term between these two. So there will be a one number, and again middle of these two numbers. How to find the middle of two numbers? If a number is A, number B, we have to find the middle of these two numbers. Just the middle term will be add them and divide it by 2. So same procedure we have to follow for all the numbers until you get 6 rational numbers between 3 and 4. Here I have found 2 numbers. There will be one number again. Add these two numbers, divided by 2. Again you will find 1. Add these two numbers, divided by 2. Again, so here you will find 8, 4, and here also add 3.5 with 4 divided by 2. You will get one number, and so on. You can try find as many numbers as you can. But here the question is to find the 6 rational numbers, so we will stop after finding 6 rational number. For you have found two rational numbers between these two, and 4 you have to find. It will be homework for you. Now the next method. Again, the next method you have seen in your 8th standard, but here it will not be much useful if the numbers are like in this sense. Here denominator is equal, you can't do anything. You have to use the same method that we have discussed now to find the middle number between A and B. Just add them and divide it by 2. To find the middle number between these two, let's suppose the middle number between these two is dash. How to find? 3 upon 5 plus 4 upon 5. I believe all of you know how to add the decimal numbers. If the denominator is equal, just add the numerator. 3 plus 4 upon 5, and we have to divide it also by 2. So it will be 7 upon 5 upon 2. All you should know, this will go into the denominator. So what you will get, 7 upon 2 into 5. It will be 7 upon 10. So the middle term between these two will be 7 upon 10. Again add these two numbers, divide it by 2 to get the middle term. Just for your understanding, I'll find it out. 3 by 5 plus 7 by 10 upon 2. This will be the middle term for these two. Okay. Now here the basic denominator is not equal, so cross multiply. First 3 into 10, it will be 30, plus 5 into 7, 35, upon multiplication of this 5 into 10, 50, upon 2 we have as already. This will go to the denominator, so it will be 2 into 50. Getting it? Next step, it will be 2 into 50 as 100. Now 30 plus 35 is 65. So 65 upon 100 will be 65 upon 100 will be the middle term between these two. Getting it? Again find middle term between these two. Just add them, divide it by 2. Again you can add these two, divide it by 2 to find the middle term. Again you can add these two, divide it by 2 to find the middle term, and so on. Just do it. You will find the number of rational numbers between these two. So this was our question. We have to find between 3 by 5 and 4 by 5. All the numbers which are between these two numbers in the form of p by q or terminating or repeating will be termed as rational numbers. Getting it? Now the fourth question. State whether the following statements are true and false. We have just discussed. Give reason for your answer. Every natural number is a whole number. Every natural number is a whole number. Yes, because all natural numbers are included in your whole numbers. This is your whole number. All these numbers are natural numbers. That's why all natural numbers are whole number. It is true. Every integer is a whole number. No, because what is integer number? Write it down. This is your whole number, but in whole number this is not included. That is negative natural number is not included. That's why all whole integers are not whole numbers. All whole numbers are integers. Every rational number is whole number. No, because we have seen 5 by 4. This is a rational number, right? But it is not a whole number. 1.25 is not in whole number, right? That's why all rational numbers are not whole number. If you are facing any difficulty, just go to this tree diagram. All natural numbers are whole number, all whole numbers are integers, all integers are rational, or rationals are real numbers. Reverse will not be possible, right? Getting it? So just remember this. See you in next session. Till then, complete this homework.